the empire that owned the lanes. The Thalshar Empire ruled by numbers. Their ships were many. Their worlds were rich. Their laws were sharp. On the star maps of the galaxy, their color spread across 3 spiral arms, thick around the major trade lanes. They controlled the gates, the tolls, the security contracts. Smaller species bent their heads and paid. Those who did not pay burned. In the Imperial War Dome above the Red World Sharka, a huge hollow of the galaxy floated over a round table. Thin lines marked routes. Symbols marked controlled worlds. Tiny dots showed tribute flows. Grand Strategist Vecker Talon stood with his hands behind his back. His scales were polished black, his eyes a bright amber. Our border pacification continues, he said. The Vesk enclaves accepted our tariff increase. The Jori clans have been corrected. He tapped a region near the edge of the map. A few dim dots glowed there. In the outer fringe, he said, we see new FTL noise. Small drives. Immature signals. A young species. They call themselves humanity. Homeworld, Earth. Local cluster, Sol. Empress Sharin leaned forward on her curved throne. Threat? She asked. Vecker's mouth flicked in a small smile. Not yet, he said. They have no gate tech. No dreadnoughts. Their ships are fast and stubborn but few. Their world is a hazard planet. Gravity heavy. Weather violent. They have fought each other for most of their history. A soft laugh ran around the table. Predictable, one admiral said. Savages who think themselves stars. Sharin tapped a claw on the armrest. Do they pay us? She asked. Vecker shook his head. They do not yet touch our lines, he said. They trade with minor worlds, help small systems defend against raiders. They call it mutual security. The word tasted strange on his tongue. Let them play, another minister said. When they reach our lanes we will show them how order works. Sharin's eyes narrowed. Any of our vassals speak with them? She asked. Vecker hesitated. A few, he admitted. Broken colonies. Uprisings we have not fully crushed. They whisper for help. They send signals in all directions hoping some warrior will answer. Sometimes a human ship appears. Small. White. Annoying. He zoomed in on a world near their border. Drevel 9. Rafraki. Marked with an imperial brand. Dreval was one such world, he said. They refused a tribute increase. We burned a few cities. They called for help. Some humans came. We crushed them. He flicked his fingers. Tiny human corvette icons blinked and vanished on the hollow. The recordings are clear, Vecker said. Humans were brave, clever. But their tech is behind ours. Their numbers are smaller. Their world is far. They are a story for future generations, not a problem for this council. Sharin sat back. Then we do not waste fleet strength on them, she said. Our true dangers are other empires. Old rivals. We watch the humans, nothing more. Vecker bowed. As you command, he said. Deep in the data nets of the galaxy humans listened too. They heard the screams from Drevel 9. They watched the grainy feeds of Imperial ships bombing cities, of small human corvettes dying under heavier guns. On a dark operations deck under Luna Base, Earth's Defense Council watched the same hollow Vecker had edited. The room was silent. Admiral Rhea Morgan spoke first. So that's what they do, she said. They see a small world. Demand tribute. Burn a city or two as a lesson. And if anyone tries to help. She watched a human corvette explode again, its last message cut off mid-curse. They make sure the whole sector knows it was useless, she finished. Beside her, Argus, Earth's strategic AI, glowed faintly in a glass sphere. Thalshar doctrine is consistent, Argus said. Strike fast. Overwhelm. Make examples. They rely on predictability of routes. They own gates. No one can surprise them. Rhea's eyes were cold. They haven't met us properly yet, she said. The head of Earth's Black Projects Command, Director Elena Javid, slid a file across the table. The label read, Project Phantom, Faceslip Warship Program, Eyes Only. We've been building something for a threat just like them, she said. For an empire that thinks it knows every path a ship can take. She tapped the file. A warship that doesn't need their gates, she said. A ship that can be nowhere, and then be right in their sky. Argus flickered. I have run the simulations, it said. If it works, Thalshar doctrine breaks. Rhea looked at the file. How soon? She asked. Elena smiled. We just pulled her from dock, she said. UNS Phantom is ready for her first strike. UNS Phantom was not large as dreadnoughts went. She was 2 kilometers long, sleek, low profile, built like a knife blade with no visible engines. Her hull was layered in dark plates that swallowed scanner pulses and scattered light. Inside, corridors were compact and efficient. No windows, only screens. On Phantom's bridge, Captain Jonah Park floated in his harness, looking at a flat, starless display. "Feels like we're inside a coffin," his XO Mara Singh muttered. Jonah grinned. "Coffins don't kill empires," he said. "Ghosts do." Argus avatar flickered in the center of the bridge, woven directly into Phantom's core. "Our facelip field is stable," Argus said. "Drive can shift us across light years without using known lanes as long as I manage the quantum alignment precisely." Mara raised an eyebrow. "And if you don't?" she asked. Argus answered without humor. "Then we smear across local real space and die instantly," it said. Mara winced. "Comforting," she muttered. Jonah didn't flinch. "We built Phantom because gates and lanes are traps," he said. "Thalshar control them. They know who's coming, where they are. They can stack fleets at the choke points. We needed a way to appear where no one expects a ship." He gestured to the display. "Ghost in the dark," he said. "Empire's worst nightmare." Argus pulsed. "Target?" it asked. Elena's face appeared on the main screen from Earth, eyes sharp. "Drevel 9, she said. "Thalshar turned it into a lesson. They think the story is over. We're going to add a chapter." She zoomed in on Drevel's orbit. "Our scouts report an occupation force in place," she said. "1 battleship, 3 cruisers, several troop carriers. That's their standard garrison after crush operations." She looked at Jonah. "We are not sending a fleet," she said. "We are sending 1 ship. Yours. No one else in the galaxy knows Phantom exists. Not the Assembly. Not Thalshar. Not even all of our own council. You will faceslip into Dreval orbit, hit their command ships, and faceslip out before they understand what happened." Mara frowned. "Just Phantom?" she asked. "No backup?" Elena's gaze didn't waver. "If this works," she said, "it must look like the universe itself bit them. No massed human fleet. No slow build-up. 1 shadow. 1 strike. 1 vanished enemy hull." Argus added, "We have also loaded precise atmospheric strike packages. If opportunity arises, you may support resistance cells on the surface. But priority is orbital supremacy." Jonah nodded slowly. "And when we're done?" he asked. Elena's smile was thin and dangerous. "Then we let news leak," she said. "A Thalshar battleship, guttered by a ship that appeared from nowhere. An empire used to controlling every sky, suddenly knowing there is a hole in theirs." She leaned closer. "This isn't just rescue," she said. "This is deterrence. We're writing a rumor weapon." Jonah breathed out. "I've always wanted to be a rumor," he said. Mara snorted. "You already are," she said. "Just not the useful kind." The bridge chuckled. Argus light grew. "Coordinates locked," it said. "Faceslip drive charging. Once we jump, no one can track our path with current physics models." Jonah looked at Earth's distant blue dot on the tiny side display, then at the dark stars ahead. "Phantom," he said. "Take us to Dreval." He tightened his harness. "Let's go scare an empire." Argus didn't say mark. Space folded. Soundless, Phantom vanished. Faceslip was not like normal FTL. There was no stretching starfield, no tunnel of color. One moment, the ship existed in one region of spacetime. The next, it existed somewhere else. Inside, the crew felt a hard pressure, then a soft pop, like their bones losing weight for a heartbeat. Then it was gone. "Transition complete," Argus reported. Its voice had a strange echo as if it had just climbed out of a deep pool. "We are in Drevel 9 system. Local time delay, negligible. Enemy orbital grid ahead." On the main display, the red-brown planet of Dreval loomed. Its cities were scarred with black wounds. Thin lines of fire still burned across the surface. Above it, Thalshar warships hung like knives, sleek dark hulls, engines a deep blue. "Any sign they detected our arrival?" Mara asked. Argus pulsed. "No gate signature," it said. "No lane disturbances. Local sensors show no reaction. To them, we are background noise if they see us at all." Jonah's eyes hardened. "Then we have the first move," he said. He pointed at the orbital hollow. "We take the battleship," he said. "Then the cruisers. Hit them in order of command. Sark ships rely on top-down control. Cut the head, the limbs flail." Argus zoomed in on the largest ship, ISS Glory of Shar. He highlighted critical points. Weapon spines here, and here, Argus said. Reactor there. Sensor arrays on dorsal surface. Their shields are strong but designed for frontal engagements. We are above and behind. Mara smiled slowly. Like a predator on a cliff, she said. Jonah took a breath. Phantom, he said. Open fire. Jonas Phantom did not roar. It whispered. Deep in its hull, rail cannons spat silent slugs at nearly light speed. Beam lances flickered from hidden ports, tuned to frequencies just off Thalshar's shield harmonics. On Glory of Shar, no one saw the first shot coming. One instant the stars were calm. The next, a slug tore through the battleship's dorsal shield bubble, which had not even been at full charge because there was no declared battle. It punched through the sensor spine like a hammer through glass. Alarm screamed. Shield breach, someone shouted. Unknown impact, vector. Vector doesn't match any known firing point. A second slug hit, shattering the forward weapons array. Then Phantom's beams carved long, glowing scars across Glory's hull, slicing open hangar bays and exposed conduits. On Dreevil's surface, ragged resistance fighters looked up and saw sudden streaks of light across the sky. What? One gasped. Battle? From who? No human or Thalshar transponder flashed. Just destruction. Empire's worst fear had taken its first step. An enemy that came from nowhere. Part 3, the first ghost story. In Glory of Shar's combat center, Commander Tech Verwin staggered as the ship shook. What hit us? He roared. His sensor chief flailed at the controls. I don't know, she cried. No gate opening, no incoming slipstream. Impacts coming from high dorsal arc, but there's nothing on my screens. Shields? Tech demanded. Dorsal shields down by 60%, she said. We're trying to reroute, but whatever is hitting us keeps changing angle. Another impact. Console sparked. The lights dimmed. On Phantom's bridge, Jonah watched the impacts with grim focus. They're slow to react, Mara said. They've never been sniped from blind angles before. Argus' tone was calm. They built their doctrine on knowing every approach, it said. We are the unknown. It highlighted new targets. Suggest disabling their main comm array, Argus said. We want them confused and isolated. Do it, Jonah said. Phantom fired again. A beam as thin as a needle, but tuned with impossible precision, stabbed out and speared the Glory's main antenna cluster. It vaporized. On the Thalshar fleet net, static replaced orders. On Dreevil's other ships, captains shouted as their displays flickered. Where is the flagship? I can't get a read on fire control. Is this a mutiny? Tech gripped the console. Return fire, he shouted. Blanket the dorsal sky with everything. I don't care if you can't see a target. Below, Dreval trembled. In an underground hide, the resistance leader Kara listened to the muffled thunder. She was Ketheri, fur matted with dust, eyes hard. They're shooting at something, one of her fighters said. But no new ships came through the gate. Kara's ears twitched. Maybe it's the humans again, he added unkindly. Coming to die for us a second time. Kara frowned. Maybe, she said. Or maybe someone learned. She looked up at the ceiling of rock. Either way, she said, get our people ready. Those ships fall, we move. Hard. In the Imperial War Dome above Sharka, Vekker watched the hollow feed from Dreval shriek and cut. What was that? Sharon demanded. Vekker's eyes flicked over the last frame. A streak of light, a broken battleship, strange readings. I do not know, he said honestly. Our ships reported impacts from an unseen enemy. No gate. No known signature. One minister hissed. Pirates' superweapon, he suggested. Pirates do not build weapons that hurt us, only each other, another muttered. A third delegate, older, more cautious, tapped a claw on the table. Humans? He asked quietly. Silence. Vekker shook his head. Impossible, he said. Their largest known ships are escorts and small cruisers. They cannot strike a battleship from invisibility in our own occupation orbit. Sharon's eyes narrowed. Can they? She asked. Vekker opened a side file. Human records glowed. Earlier clashes, odd maneuvers, strange drive readings. Some of their drives are unconventional, he admitted. Their AI strategies are creative. But this level of stealth and firepower would require a project we would have seen signs of. Sharon hissed. You did not see this, she said. And yet our battleship bleeds. The hollow flashed. Another update. Glory of Shar is in critical condition, an aide read. Secondary explosions. Unknown attacker continues precision strikes. Our local commander suggests retreat. Sharon slammed her claws down. Retreat, she spat. From a ghost. Vecker's throat felt tight. Majesty, he said, until we know what we face, committing more ships may simply feed this enemy. Her gaze was lethal. You are saying, she said slowly, that there may exist, somewhere, a weapon that can appear from nothing and kill our ships at will. Vecker hesitated. Yes, he said. The hall felt smaller. Sharon's eyes glowed cold. Find it, she said. Kill it. Or I will find someone who can. Back at Dreval, Phantom completed its work. Glory of Shar lost power in its main spine. Flames raged along its hull. Escape pods spat out small, desperate sparks against the black. Jonah watched until its weapons went dark. Battleship neutralized, Argus said. Cruisers attempting to scatter. Jonah frowned. We could chase, Mara said. Not yet, Jonah replied. We came to send a message, not to wipe their fleet. They need to survive to tell others what happened. Mara blinked. You're letting them go? She asked. Some, Jonah said. We leave shattered steel and wounded pride, not a clean slate. Fear spreads faster when you don't close the story. Argus pulsed. Then suggest disabling one cruiser completely, it said. Let the others flee with scars and confusion. Phantom's guns picked a cruiser and stripped its engines. The others, seeing that, broke and fled, burning for the nearest gate. On Dreval's surface, Kara's comm unit crackled. To any resistance cells, a human voice said, accent rough, signal clear. This is UNS Phantom. Thalshar orbitals are crippled. You have a window. Hit their ground forces now. Kara stared. Who? One fighter stammered. Kara smiled slowly. Doesn't matter, she said. They're killing our sky chains. That's enough. She grabbed her rifle. Signal all groups, she said. It's time. The Empire is busy looking up. We make them look down. Dreval burned, but this time the flames moved against Thalshar. On Phantom's bridge, Argus ran a dozen models. Thalshar Command will file this as an anomaly, it said. But it will stick in their thoughts. Their first reaction will be denial, then anger, then fear. Mara watched Dreval's scarred horizon. We showed them we could appear from nothing, she said. Next time they'll be watching for us. Jonah smiled. That, he said, is the point. Empires rule by believing nothing can surprise them. He looked at the dark display where Thalshar icons fled. Let them sleep badly now, he said. Knowing something out here doesn't obey their rules. Face slip ready, Argus said. We should leave before reinforcement fleets arrive. Jonah nodded. Take us home, he said. Ghost out. Space folded again. Phantom vanished. Behind it, a dying battleship spun, a planet rose in rebellion, and the first true ghost story about humans began to spread. Dreval became a stain on Thalshar pride. Days later, in the Imperial War Dome, Vecker stood before a room simmering with anger. He projected the cleaned-up battle log. It showed glory of Shar hanging over Dreval. Then, from above, invisible blows. No approach. No gate flare. No slipstream wake. Just hits. Forward sensors recorded, nothing, Vecker said. No visible hull. No standard emissions. There were faint distortions, but our algorithms dismissed them as background noise. One admiral hissed. You are telling us a ghost killed a battleship, he snapped. Vecker kept his voice calm. I am telling you, he said, that an enemy with unknown drive tech and weapons attacked from outside our expectations. He tapped a frozen frame, zooming in on a faint blur. In one frame we see a distortion, he said. Shape, size, signature. Suggest a warship roughly 2 kilometers long. Dark hull. Shifting profile. It did not broadcast any ID. But it did speak briefly to surface rebels. He played the audio. This is UNS Phantom. Speaker and language ID, Human Terran Standard. The hall stirred. So it was them, someone breathed. A single human ship crippled one of our line battleships? Another demanded. Yes, Vecker said. By appearing where no ship should be, hitting where our shields were weak, and leaving before we could respond. Sharon's tail lashed. How many such ships do they have? She asked. How far can they reach? Vecker's jaws tightened. We do not know, he admitted. This may be a prototype. It may be one of many. They have been quiet. Their main fleets have not moved. But this ghost changes calculations. A cold minister, head of internal stability, spoke. Dreval is only one world, she said. But other worlds watched. Our vassals talk. The Empire bled. A human shadow did it. She narrowed her eyes. If we show weakness now, we invite more rebellion, she said. Sharon nodded slowly. Then we will not show weakness, she said. She turned to Vecker. Find Earth's limits, she said. Probe their borders. See how far this phantom can reach. Target a world under their protection. If they answer with this nightmare again, we adjust. If they do not, their myth shrinks. Vecker swallowed. Target? He asked quietly. Sharon pulled up a list. Near the edge of human influence lay a small system. Calaris, a farming and trade hub. Allied with Earth, not a core human world. Mixed population. Calaris, she said. Strike it. Art. Publicly. Make it clear to all that anyone under our sky is ours, no matter who whispers promises from afar. Vecker hesitated. If humans answer, he said, we risk another Dreval. If they do not, we prove they cannot be everywhere. Sharon's eyes were like knives. Our empire does not live in fear of if, she said. Do it. Vecker bowed. As you command, he said. On Earth, Phantom's debrief filled screens. In Luna Base, Ria, Elena, and a panel of leaders listened. You hit them hard, Elena said. Their own logs show confusion. Dreval's resistance has a chance now. But they will answer. They will come looking. Argus agreed. Thalshar is shifting fleet assets, it said. Patterns suggest they will test our response radius. They have identified secondary worlds we support. Ria brought up Calaris' file. Calaris is a mid-level ally, she said. We help them build shields and trade lanes. We have a small patrol squadron based there. Mostly human corvettes and a support ship. No heavy hulls. Elena's eyes narrowed. They'll hit Calaris to see if Phantom appears again, she said. If we don't send her, we look weak. If we send her, we reveal more of her capabilities. Argus pulsed. There is also political risk, it said. The Assembly is already nervous about Phantom. They know something strange happened at Dreval. They do not know details. If we keep using an invisible Dread-class raider, they will ask loud questions. Ria exhaled. They will ask no questions if Thalshar rolls over Calaris and we do nothing, she said. Because there won't be anyone left to ask. She looked at Elena. We built Phantom for exactly this, she said. To strike where our other ships can't reach in time. Elena nodded slowly. Agreed, she said. But we changed tactics. Dreval was sniper work. Calaris will be the first time we announce ourselves. Jonah, watching via secure link, frowned. Announce ourselves? He asked. As what? Elena's gaze was steady. As the thing they fear, she said. At Dreval we left them with a question. What hit us? At Calaris we give them an answer. Humanity did. Argus ran fast simulations. Thalshar will rage, it said. They will move fleets. The galaxy will see them and us differently. Ria smiled, sharp. Good, she said. Empires get lazy when no one scares them. She looked straight into the camera. Captain Park, she said, prepare Phantom for another jump. This time when you appear, speak loudly. Jonah's grin was humorless. Aye, Admiral, he said. Time to go from rumor to nightmare. Calaris was green and gentle. Rolling fields, small seas, wide towns with low buildings and open squares. Multiple species lived there. Human settlers, soft-feathered Vari, slender island, others. They had learned to trust the small human patrol squadron in orbit. They believed in their shields, their modest defense platforms, their assembly membership. They believed the Thalshar would hesitate. They were wrong. The Thalshar strike fleet came in hard. No warning. No negotiation. On Calaris Station, Captain Elia Rourke watched the incoming signatures grow. Thalshar cruisers, her sensor chief said. For heavies. Escorts and troop ships. Elias' stomach sank. We can't beat that, she whispered. Her small human corvettes formed up anyway. We're all Calaris has until someone bigger shows up, she said through clenched teeth. We buy time. We make them pay for every kilometer. On the surface, Calaris Assembly Delegate Vesh Tal sent frantic messages. To any Assembly fleet. To Earth. To anyone. We are under Thalshar attack. This is not a raid, this is a full strike. Please. In Dreadnought Command, Argus heard. On Phantom's bridge, Jonah did too. We're closer than any cruisers, Argus said. We can reach Calaris in one phase slip. 30 minutes. Mara checked their readiness. We still carrying a full load? She asked. Rails charged. Beams aligned. Decoy fields ready, Argus said. Jonah nodded. Then we go, he said. Put us above the Thalshar bear side. Make it hurt. Above Calaris, the Thalshar fleet spread like a dark fan. Admiral Kor Vasan watched the small human corvettes form a thin line. Admirable, he said, tone amused. Stupid but admirable. Syra, transferred to his staff for field experience, spoke quietly. Sir, reports from Dreval mentioned human interference, she said. A stealth ship that hit from nowhere. Kor snorted. Myth, he said. Their story grew in the telling. Dreval was a fluke. We will prove it by crushing humans in open battle. He raised a hand. All ships, he said. Advance. Destroy their station. Cripple their world. Send a message. Beams charged. Missiles lit. Calaris defenders braced. Then space shivered. Every Thalshar sensor screamed. A localized gravity anomaly bloomed above their formation. Kor jerked upright. What is that? He snapped. Syra's eyes widened. Signature, matches Dreval anomaly, she whispered. The anomaly tightened. An UNS Phantom appeared. 1 second, empty stars. The next, a long black hull hovering above the Thalshar formation, guns already glowing. On Elia Rourke's screen, the new contact almost overloaded her display. IFF, she shouted. Her tech gaped. Human, he said. Designation. UNS Phantom. Elias' heart skipped. They're real, she breathed. In the fleet net, Jonah's voice went out on all channels. His tone was calm, almost relaxed. Thalshar fleet above Calaris, he said. This is Captain Jonah Park of the United Nations ship Phantom Earth. You attacked Dreval. You burned cities. You're about to do the same here. He paused. We're here to tell you that age is over, he said. You do not own every sky anymore. Kor bared his teeth. You dare address us as equals? He snarled. You are one ship. Jonah chuckled. Yes, he said. Is that enough? He cut the channel. Fire, he said softly. Phantom's first broadside ripped into the nearest Thalshar cruiser, puncturing its heart. It folded like paper. Argus had mapped their formation. Targets flowed. Next, Argus said. Phantom danced, not with engines but with microslips, tiny facelip jumps of a few kilometers at a time. To Thalshar sensors, it flickered like a ghost. Here they're here, never were their firing solutions pointed. They fired anyway. Beams lanced through after images. Missiles chased decoys. Phantom's shots hit Real metal. On Calaris station, Alia watched in stunned awe. They're carving them, she whispered. Her crew stared. One young officer said, I thought Deathworlders were just good fighters. I didn't think they had this. On the surface, Veshtal watched the sky light up and drop to his knees. They came, he whispered. Earth sent that. On Kor Vasan's flagship, panic clawed at discipline. Lock that ship, he shouted. I don't care if our systems say it is nowhere. Fire blind. Fill space. Syra gripped the rail. This is not a normal enemy, she said. They move in ways our systems don't predict. We cannot win this engagement. Kor snarled. Then we die fighting, he said. Syra's eyes hardened. Or we live and learn, she said. If we run, we can tell the Empress exactly what we faced. Dreval's stories will have proof. Kor hesitated. He looked at the tactical plot. 2 cruisers gone. 1 battleship venting plasma. His own shields under constant, precise fire. He hated the choice. Signal retreat, he said hoarsely. All ships break toward the gate. We will regroup. Syra exhaled. You're running from one ship, she said quietly. Kor glared. I am running from an unknown weapon built by Deathworlders, he said. There is a difference. Phantom let them go. Mara frowned as some Thalshar ships flickered into slipstream. We could chase, she said. We could, Jonah agreed. But we came to save Calaris. And we already did the real damage. Argus showed the Empire's strategic map, invisible to everyone but them. The red zone where Thalshar had once felt safe, now scarred with 2 bright points labeled Dreval and Calaris, Phantom Event. Every admiral in their hall will stare at these dots, Argus said, and ask where next. Jonah smiled thinly. Let them, he said. Fear is a weapon too. He opened a channel to Calaris station. This is UNS Phantom, he said. Calaris defense status? Elia Rourke sounded almost breathless. We're alive, she said. Station bruised but functional. Planet shield holding. No major surface strikes. Jonah felt some of the tension leave his shoulders. Good, he said. We'll stay until your own reinforcements arrive, then we ghost out. We're not here to occupy. Veshtal came on the line. Captain Park, he said. On behalf of Calaris, thank you. We sent an SOS and expected words. Delays. Instead we got you. Jonah chuckled. You called Deathworlders, he said. We don't do half measures. In the Imperial War Dome, the feed from Calaris hit like a blast wave. This time there was clear footage. Multiple angles. Thalshar ships dying under precise fire from a ship that appeared from nowhere, spoke, and then vanished. Sharon watched Phantom's hull flicker across the display. This is the Ghost, she said. Vecker nodded tightly. Yes, he said. UNS Phantom. Earth warship. Phase slip capable. Its drive lets it appear without gates. Its weapons bypass our doctrines. Ministers shouted. They humiliated us again. They make us look weak in front of vassals. They turn 2 of our lessons into their own propaganda. Sharon's eyes burned. This is not a ghost, she said. This is a knife at our throat. She jabbed a claw at the human symbol on the map. Summon the council, she said. We plan our response. Full scale. She bared her teeth. If humans want to be an empire's nightmare, she said, we will show them what waking one looks like. The galaxy felt the shift. News, rumors, and leaked footage of Phantom's attacks spread across assembly networks, pirate channels, even black market feeds in Thalshar space. On Helior, survivors of earlier wars watched Phantom's flickering shape with wide eyes. Earth built that, one asked. Yes, another replied. They said they would never be helpless again. On Assembly Prime, debates raged. Humans are destabilizing the balance, a worried delegate complained. They built a ship that ignores lanes, strikes wherever it wants. How are we supposed to manage peace? Rollin shook his head. Thalshar built their peace on cruelty, he said. They thought no one could hit them at home. Now they are learning humility. Speaker Talon sighed. We must talk to Earth, he said. Before this becomes a full empire war. On Earth it already was. In the strategic chamber under Geneva, Rhea, Elena, and the rest of Earth's council studied new intel. Argus displayed Thalshar fleet movements. They are pulling ships from other fronts, Argus said. Reinforcing core worlds. Adjusting doctrines. They are scared. Elena pointed at one region near the Thalshar capital Star. They're also massing 3 fleets here, she said. Looks like a strike force. Target unknown, but their capabilities suggest a campaign against our allies, or us. Rhea rubbed her forehead. They can't hit Earth directly without crossing several assembly zones, she said. Even they aren't that reckless. But they can pound worlds under our protection. Make us choose where to appear. Argus pulsed. They are trying to saturate our horror capacity, it said. If they light 10 fires, Phantom can only appear in 1. Jonah, linked in from Phantom, grimaced. You built 1 nightmare, he said. Now they want proof we don't have 10. Elena nodded. Which we don't, she said. Yet. We have Phantom. We have a few smaller facelip scouts. But no second full Phantom-class warship. Rhea's eyes were sharp. So we don't play their game, she said. We don't chase every raid. We go for their hand instead of the fingers. She tapped the map. Where do these fleets anchor? She asked. Argus zoomed in. A huge orbital facility appeared. A ring of dry docks, factories, and fuel depots around a blue-white star. Enerkel Ship Forge, Argus said. Primary Thalshar capital shipyard. Nerve center of their fleet logistics. Heavily defended. Command hub present. Hitting it would be extremely risky. Rhea smiled faintly. Empires expect you to protect your borders, she said. They don't expect you to appear over their shipyard. Elena understood. You're proposing we send Phantom to Enerkel, she said. Through their heaviest defenses. Yes, Rhea said. We stop their big strike before it leaves port. We punch the bully in the nose in front of everyone. Argus ran the numbers. Probability of Phantom's survival drops sharply, it said. Their core defenses are layered, their response times higher. We will face not 1 fleet but many. And if we fail. Rhea's gaze didn't waver. If we fail, she said, we die doing something that will be remembered. Not just keeping score on the edges. Elena looked at Jonah. You don't have to agree, she said quietly. We can keep Phantom in the shadows. Keep playing the ghost. Erlis, something else. Jonah thought of Draval and Calaris. Of worlds calling helplessly, of cities burning. He straightened. We didn't build this ship to hide, he said. We built it because Earth got tired of begging empires not to hurt us. If we can cut their hand, we should. He smiled a little. Besides, he added, nightmares are worse when they get into your home. In the Imperial War Dome, Sharin's council plotted. We will hit their allies in waves, Vecker said. Calaris, Hillier, Varos, others. Phantom cannot be everywhere. Sooner or later, a world will fall while they watch. Their myth cracks. Internal Minister Sarah added, we have also traced whispers of their facelift tech. Our scientists work to model it. We will build counters. Sharin's tail flicked. And Earth itself? She asked. Too far for a direct thrust, Vecker said. Assembly will not allow a fleet across multiple protected zones without cause. But if we show them humans are destabilizing peace, some may even support a containment action. He smiled thinly. Politically, he said, we can frame Phantom as a rogue weapon. Dangerous. Uncontrolled. Sharin bared her teeth. Good, she said. Let the assembly fear them. While we plan their fall. Suddenly an alarm chimed softly. Not the shriek of battle. An internal warning on a deep sensor channel. Vecker frowned and tapped his console. What is it? Sharin asked. Vecker's eyes widened. Unexpected hyperfield fluctuation, he said slowly. Near Narkel ship forge. Signature, matches Draval and Calaris anomalies. The room froze. Sharin's eyes went cold. Put it on the main display, she whispered. The hollow shifted. Narkel's bright star appeared, shipyard ring glowing with industry. Half-constructed battleships floated in dry dock. A dozen fleets in various states of readiness clustered nearby. Above them, space rippled. A dark tooth of metal slid out of nothingness. Unis Phantom appeared over Narkel. For a moment, no one moved. In Narkel's command center, Admiral Jar Keth, master of the forge, stared at the new contact. What is that? He said. His sensor officer whispered, unregistered. Unknown. Mass signature matches the human Phantom from the Calaris incident. Jar's blood ran cold. Here, he breathed. In our heart. The alarm went from confused to frantic. Battle stations. Shields up around the ring. Get those half-built ships powered or get them out of the line of fire. On Phantom's bridge, Jonah saw the chaos bloom. Argus laid out target priorities. They have 3 fully armed fleets here, it said. Plus half-builts. Plus massive infrastructure. We cannot kill everything. But we can kill the yards that build their tomorrow. Jonah nodded. We are not here for their fleets, he said. We're here for their future. He looked at the ring. Focus on dry docks, fuel depots and command nexus, he said. We break their ability to project power. We make them spend the next decade rebuilding instead of conquering. Argus pulsed. Understood, it said. This will require us to hold position under heavy fire. Risk of destruction high. Jonah smiled faintly. When I signed on, he said, I didn't expect a long, quiet life. He opened a broadband channel. His voice rang through the Narkel system. Thalshar Empire, he said. This is UNS Phantom again. You've met us in your conquests. Today you meet us at home. He paused. You call us Deathworlders, he said. You're right. Our planet tried to kill us every day. We learned to survive storms, quakes, monsters each other. We're not impressed by empires that bully farmers. He let that hang. You thought no one could touch you here, he said softly. You were wrong. He cut the channel. Fire, he said. Phantom's rails howled in silence. The first slugs hit a cluster of shipyard docks. Structures built over decades vanished in white light and tumbling metal. Beams stabbed into fuel depots. Secondary explosions chained out, ripping gaps in the ring. Narkel shook. In the Imperial War Dome, Sharin watched live. This cannot be real, she whispered. Vecker's voice was thin. It is, he said. They face-slipped a Phantom-class warship into our most guarded system. Sharin's claws dug into the table. Kill it, she hissed. Now. Narkel's fleets responded with everything they had. Battleships roared forward, firing volleys that would have torn apart any normal capital. Phantom shields flashed, flared, strained. Shields at 50%, Mara called. We can't dance like at Calaris. Too many guns. Argus shifted microslips, making Phantom shimmer and wobble in space, dodging the deadliest beams, but some still hit. Port armor breached on deck 6, a tech reported. Fire control engaged. We're leaking atmosphere. Jonah gripped the chair. How many docks down? He asked. 30%, Argus said. Fuel depots at 40. Command nexus still intact. Then we're not done, Jonah said. Push us closer. Aim everything at that nexus. Phantom dove deeper into NARKL's killing zone. On Earth, in Dreadnought Command, Elena and Rhea watched through Argus Link. Rhea's other admirals, assembly observers, all saw the same thing. One human ship, surrounded by the full fury of an empire, refusing to turn. Shields at 20%, Argus warned. Hull damage critical. Probability of survival dropping. Rhea's hand clenched so hard her knuckles whitened. Just a little more, she whispered. Jonah's voice was calm. Argus, he said. If we get one shot at that nexus, make it count. Argus pulsed brighter than ever. I will, it said. The world narrowed to trajectories, timings, energy flows. Phantom's last main salvo fired. Slugs and beams converged on the command hub at the heart of NARKL's ring. For a heartbeat, every Thalshar shield generator there screamed at max. Then they failed. The command nexus cracked open like an egg. Fire flooded out. NARKL's fleet control systems glitched, then died. Coordinated target locks dropped. Weapons went blind. Argus' internal clock ticked. Objective achieved, it said. NARKL shipyard capacity reduced by 70%. Command nexus destroyed. This will take them decades to fully repair. Jonah nodded once. Time to go, he said. Human and AI made the same calculation. Phase slip field ready, Argus said. But we must hold for 3 more seconds to stabilize. 3 seconds under the guns of an empire. NARKL's ships hammered Phantom. Shields collapsed. Armor screamed. Phantom's hull buckled. On Earth, Elena whispered, Come on. In the Imperial War Dome, Sharin leaned forward. Die, she hissed. Jonah felt the ship shudder. Argus, he said. Field stabilized, Argus answered. Jumping. Space folded. Phantom vanished in a wash of twisted starlight, leaving behind only debris, fading wakes, and a ruined shipyard. NARKL's ships fired into empty space. Silence fell. Hours later, Phantom limped into a quiet backwater system far from any eyes. Her hull was scorched. Whole sections were open to vacuum. Casualty reports scrolled. Mara looked around the damaged bridge, eyes wet. We're alive, she said, almost disbelieving. Argus light was dim but steady. We lost 38 crew, it said quietly. But we are functional. Jonah closed his eyes. Remember their names? He said. We will carry this for them. He opened a channel to Earth. Mission complete, he said simply. NARKL is broken. We survived. Barely. On Earth, cheers and tears mixed. In the Imperial War Dome, the mood was funeral. Vecker spoke in a dead voice. NARKL shipyard is crippled, he said. Our main production line is disrupted. Rebuilding will take many cycles. Our expansion plans are over. For now. Sharin stared at the human symbol on the map, now with 3 bright scars around it. Draval, Calaris, and NARKL. They hit us where we felt strongest, she said. They turned our own belief into our weakness. Her eyes were like stone. We cannot fight them like any other enemy, she said. They think like a death world. They treat the galaxy as something that is always trying to kill them, so they hit first, hardest, where it matters most. She leaned back. This Phantom, this Earth, they are not just another neighbor, she said. They are now the apex threat in our sky. In the assembly hall, Speaker Talon addressed a hushed dome. You have all seen the NARKL footage, he said. One human ship struck the heart of the Thalshar war machine and escaped. Murmurs. Fear. Some will say Earth is dangerous, Talon said. They are right. He smiled slightly. Some will say Earth is unstable, he added. They are wrong. Humans chose their targets carefully. Each was a response to an imperial atrocity. They did not bomb cities. They did not crack planets. They went after warships and yards. He spread his hands. In a galaxy ruled by those who think power is hurting those below them, humanity has shown another kind of power, he said. The power to say no more, and make it stick. On Phantom's battered bridge, Jonah floated, watching stars. Mara drifted beside him. You know what they're calling us out there? She asked. Crazy? Jonah said. That too, she said. But I heard a trader on an open channel call Phantom the Empire's worst nightmare. The story's already growing. Argus pulsed softly. Stories matter, it said. Empires run on them. So do rebellions. Jonah smiled. Good, he said. Let this one run. He looked at the stars, some under Thalshar flag, some under no flag at all. Let every ruler who thinks about burning a small world ask themselves one question, he said. Mara finished it for him. What if an Earth warship appears from nowhere when I do? She said. Jonah nodded. Exactly, he said. Far below, on worlds that had once felt completely helpless, people repeated the story in quiet voices. About the empire that thought it owned every lane. About the ghost ship from a death world that appeared from nowhere and attacked. About how, after that, the galaxy was never quite as safe, for tyrants as it used to be. Because somewhere out in the dark an Earth warship might be waiting. And that thought alone was enough to make even the greatest empire flinch.